Controversial Cleveland home may finally face its fate.
Many neighbors in the historic downtown area voiced their concerns about the home's appearance and its safety.
News Channel 9's James Torres joins us now live to tell us what happened at City Council today that may mean a resolution. James.
Josh, Latricia, just weeks ago on the side of this home, there was a large dumpster that we told you about full of trash. Now, 2 weeks later, it's since been cleaned up, and now the future of this home is one step closer to being determined. We first brought you this story 2 weeks ago, the house that had neighbors talking.
I didn't feel comfortable with my daughters being outside or walking to and from school alone.
Since then, the front yard has been cleared, and the home on 933 Harrell Avenue has been brought in front of the City Council once.
Jeremy Moore came and met with me last week to submit his application for the Certificate of Appropriateness for Historic Commission, and he actually submitted to demolish the property.
Brian Turner is the city's chief building official. He told me he's been in contact with Jeremy Moore about the property for about a month, though he didn't realize he wasn't the actual owner until after our story. Moore says he's been acting on behalf of his brother, Jonathan, who lives out of the country.
And he's actually decided to demolish the property based on the expenses that would be incurred to repair it.
Turner says Moore's next step is to meet with the Historic Preservation Commission tomorrow evening in Cleveland and present his case for demolition, since the home is located in a historic district. Based on a vote, they will determine whether or not the home has too much historic value to tear down.
They are allowed to approve a demolition if there is a safety issue with the neighborhood, so they'll take that into account when they make their decision.
Neighbors say they look forward to finally having a resolution, and Turner says tomorrow night they will have one.
Yes, this will be resolved after this meeting.
Now, since the last time we brought you this story, a for sale sign for the house has come up. You can take a look at it right now. $89,000 or best offer is written on it. We asked about this sign. Brian tells us that he's not really sure why it's still there, considering that Moore wants to request it to be demolished. When we asked more about it, he told us simply because it's for sale. We asked him for an interview, and he did decline us. Live in Cleveland, James Torres, News Channel 9.
James, thank you. Turner says he asked Moore to bring with him proof that he can act on behalf of his brother to request the demolition. The result of the commission's vote will be known immediately.